Emilia Pardo Bazán outsold most men in 19th-century Spain. She was celebrated across Europe as a titan of letters, a countess who wrote with unsparing honesty about desire, society, and the lives of women when such things were barely whispered aloud. This is Haberdash Books, where we find the masterpiece's history buried. And Pardo Bazán didn't just vanish by accident, she was erased. For over a century, English readers were simply cut off from her brilliance, locked out by language and circumstance. Today we're bringing back Sunstroke, her daring 1889 novella about passion and constraint in sun-drenched Spain. Subscribe and email hello@haberdashbooks.com to claim any full audiobook from our lost library, yours to keep as an MP3, plus the EPUB when available. Hit subscribe and YouTube will bring you a new forgotten classic every single day. Emilia Pardo Bazán was born into Spanish nobility in 1851, and by her 30s she had become the most intellectually formidable literary voice in Spain. She published over 600 works, novels, novellas, short stories, essays, criticism, and was celebrated across Europe. Zola himself acknowledged her mastery. She won prizes, her work was translated, her opinions shaped literary movements. She championed naturalism when Spanish literature was still locked in convention, and she did it as a woman in circles that barely tolerated her presence. Yet by the mid-20th century, she had nearly vanished from English literary consciousness. The mechanism of her erasure was brutally simple, language and gender working in concert. Spanish literature itself was marginalized in English publishing after her death, treated as secondary to French and Russian masters. Worse, her work was associated with feminist themes and psychological complexity that embarrassed later critics. A single poor translation did early damage. After that, silence. Her books went out of print in English. A generation forgot her name entirely. Today, Pardo Bazán matters because Sunstroke proves what we lost. A writer of absolute precision, capable of rendering the most delicate emotional truths without sentimentality. Her work speaks directly to our moment, the tension between desire and duty, the interior lives of women navigating constraint. Reading her now is an act of genuine literary taste. If you've loved the psychological intensity of Henry James, the social observation of Balzac, or the restrained passion of early modernist fiction, then Emilia Pardo Bazán's Sunstroke is exactly what you've been looking for. The complete audiobook is at haberdashbooks.com. Subscribe and email hello@haberdashbooks.com with the subject Lost Library Pass to claim any full audiobook from our catalog free. MP3 yours to keep, EPUB included. Refer a friend who subscribes and you both get another free audiobook. The link is in the description.
A note from the translator. My first encounter with Emilia Pardo Bazán's work was purely by chance, a dusty volume picked up in a small bookshop in Madrid years ago. I was instantly captivated. Here was a voice so vibrant, so utterly ahead of its time, that it felt like a secret whispered across the centuries. Pardo Bazán was a titan of Spanish literature, a countess who wrote with a pen as sharp as her intellect. She championed naturalism in an era when women were barely allowed into intellectual circles, and she did so with unflinching honesty and breathtaking artistry. Her novels and stories are a vivid tapestry of 19th-century Spain, rich in detail, social commentary, and psychological depth. She matters because she dared to look at life, particularly the lives of women, without sentimentality, long before it was fashionable. For too long, English readers have been deprived of the full brilliance of Insolación. This novella, a daring exploration of desire and societal constraints, is a masterclass in subtlety and suppressed emotion. It's a story that resonates powerfully today, reminding us that the human heart, with all its complexities, remains unchanged. Pardo Bazán's keen observations and nuanced portrayal of her characters make this a truly enriching experience. In bringing Insolación to a new generation of English readers, my aim was to capture the elegant cadence of Pardo Bazán's prose while ensuring her wit and directness shone through. I've striven to preserve the novel's original flavor, its lively dialogue, and the subtle interplay of emotions that make it so compelling. There were moments when a single Spanish word carried a world of meaning, and finding its English equivalent felt like unlocking a small treasure. I invite you now to step into this sun-drenched tale, to lose yourself in its pages, and to discover the extraordinary world of Emilia Pardo Bazán. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Samuel Chatwin, Haberdash Books, 2026. Sunstroke, 1889. By Emilia Pardo Bazán. Download as *Sunstroke, Sunstroke *1889, Emilia Pardo Bazán. Table of contents. Not originally listed.
You've just heard the opening of Sunstroke, a novella about desire, constraint, and a moment of passion that changes everything. The full story is waiting for you. Subscribe, claim your free Lost Library audiobook, and the complete novel is at haberdashbooks.com.